Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, December 14th, and this local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. U.S. Congressman Michael Waltz is highly critical of the Biden administration's foreign policy. Waltz, who represents the 6th District, which includes Flagler County, tells WNZF's Free for All Friday that the U.S. looks weak on the global stage right now.
With Iran racing towards a nuclear weapon, with Russia massing on Ukraine, China on the march, it's not good. And I think it should be no surprise this is because our adversaries perceive weak in this White House. They perceive that we're perfectly willing to walk away from our allies, as we just did in Afghanistan. Dictators are deterred by strength and emboldened by weakness.
But even amid all the discord in Washington, Waltz, who's a Green Beret and colonel in the Army National Guard, says he's proud that the Department of Defense will see a budget of $768 billion in a deal that saw bipartisan support.
Republicans and Democrats in the Congress came together and increased the defense budget for our military $25 billion above what Biden sent in. What Biden sent in would have been a cut. In the middle of all these crises, he would have cut our defense.
Hear the full interview with Waltz on the Free for All Friday podcast, available on the Flagler Radio app. Bunnell has a new interim police chief, Rich Petchke reports.
Brandon Sneed was sworn in last week to fill the role after Chief Tom Foster retired. Sneed says his experience and expertise will be valuable as interim chief.
My main thing has been law enforcement and emergency management consulting. I have all the background administratively, which is what a city this type like Bunnell needs as far as policy, procedures, accreditation, evidence. I've had ability to do all that through education, schools, and of course, over 20 years with the Florida Highway Patrol as a rank of a commander.
Sneed is getting to know the officers and staff.
What I've been doing is meeting with each one of them, seeing what kind of needs they have, their concerns, what they would do, if they were sitting in this position, or how we can better and just move forward. I mean, everything is looking towards being transparent and moving forward.
And he gives props to Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
The one thing that is nice is the sheriff has already established a footprint here for accreditation, and you have a big resource just right here in your backyard. So it makes things easy for you to establish that, because he is so supportive of the Bunnell Police Department. And that's huge, because it's not always that case everywhere you go.
The city is conducting a formal and open hiring process to appoint a permanent police chief. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Another Shop with a Cop in Flagler County is in the books, and it goes down as a very merry success. Karen Johnson has more.
Shop with a Cop is part of the mission of the Flagler Sheriff Children's Charities Organization and is sponsored and supported by FCSO. The goal of Shop with a Cop was an opportunity to help children and families that are in need due to economic circumstances, domestic violence, or children that have been placed in the care of guardians so they can have some holiday cheer. Sheriff Rick Staley.
And I'm very proud of our employees and all the law enforcement that partnered with us. We raised over $25,000 to take these kids shopping. And without the support, my deputies alone did about $16,000 in donations, and then the community supported us. These kids might not have had a Christmas.
Shop with a Cop took place at Walmart in Palm Coast. If you would like to support Shop with a Cop and aid in the mission of spreading holiday cheer to the children of Flagler County for 2022, you can donate by going to FCSO's Facebook page. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
A longtime Flagler County employee is honored at the county commission meeting. Amy Cherry has details.
Joan Stahersky has retired as Director of Human Services for the Clerk of Courts after 28 years of service. The county's HR Director, Pamela Wu, called Stahersky a dedicated public servant.
If you've ever had the pleasure of working with Joni, you know that she works at a level that's unmatched and at times hard to keep up with. She stayed not just one step ahead, but several steps ahead to ensure that nothing ever fell through the cracks, and under her watchful eye, nothing ever did.
Wu says they'll remember her big heart and miss her dedication, compassion, guidance, and thoughtful approach to problem solving. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
What brought up the need for mental health help in Flagler County?
County Commissioner Donald O'Brien says that mental health services in Flagler County is acute and has been for a long time.
If I relate it back to the community health needs assessment, back in 2019, 2 of the top 5 were adult and youth mental health services and the lack thereof of support within Flagler County.
O'Brien said that a new walk-in facility might help to alleviate some of the negative outcomes for adults and children in need of help. If you need mental health help, you can call SMA at 800-539-2448. Lifeline, sponsored by Advent Health, is every Saturday morning at 9 here on WNZF, the podcast on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, mental health services desperately needed. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.